On this episode, we're headed to Chicago, and we're going to Pauly G's Logan Square, and we're headed to see Derek. He's going to show us around his pizzeria where he does Neapolitan-style pizza. They also do Detroit's. He has multiple pizzerias in the Chicago area, but he's going to show us around his first location and how he got started, what's going on now, how he pays his staff, all of that good stuff on this episode of the SPM Show. Hope you like it. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it.
About this spot you got here.
This is Pauly G's Logan Square. We're at 2451 North Milwaukee Avenue, right in the heart of Logan Square.
Here, tell us a little bit about your restaurant, like when you opened, when you got started.
Sure. Pauly G's Logan Square, we're going on 8 years this year. We do wood-fired, Neapolitan-inspired, as well as Detroit-style pizza out of this one. Then we opened Pauly G's Wicker Park about 3 years ago, and that one's 20-inch big New York-style pizzas and slices. It's a slice shop concept. And then we just opened today Pauly G's Wheeling, which will be New York style, Sicilian, and Detroit's.
That's great.
Yeah.
When did you open this original? This is the original one, right?
This is the first one for me, yeah.
In 2016?
2016.
What made you get into pizza?
Midlife crisis, really. I mean, it's like, I think as a kid, every kid wants to be
how
a
old
pizza
are you?
maker. How old do I look?
You look like you're like 35.
I like it. I'll take that. 44. I just
Are you
turned
really?
44, yeah.
All right, we're the same age.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
you're
year
kidding.
older than you.
You look great.
I'm 45.
You're taller than I thought you would be, honestly.
what everybody says.
I hear you on the, like all the time, and I always imagine people close to my height. I think.
Yeah.
I think everyone's taller than me, though. So
That's
it's what it is.
everybody I meet says that, so you're not the only one.
All good. All
It's
good.
just because I'm in every time you see the podcast, I'm in the same spot.
That's what it is.
It's
You're
like the
sitting.
same little box.
Right. Yeah. No, it's for sure. For sure.
So you had a midlife crisis at the age of 17.
if only. My wife was opening up her own business, and part of me was just like, that'd be really cool. Like, I feel like I should open up my own business and give it a try.
What were you doing before?
So I was doing healthcare consulting,
Okay.
and I continued doing it for two and a half years about while that happened. And
You
so
did
it was
both?
yeah, I mean, I think you have to. It's like hybrid entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Like, the safest way is like you do this on the weekend and at nights and try to start building it, researching it, figuring what you want to do, and then eventually you make the full jump. You figure out the right timing and save up for it. So.
Is that the full jump was this?
The full jump was, well, we started doing farmers markets.
Okay.
I built a oven on the back of a trailer before like Unis and super portable wood-fired ovens were out there. We did farmers markets. We did
These young kids nowadays got it easy, huh?
I mean, it's so much easier. It's phenomenal, but it's such great product. Like everyone can access pizza, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So we did that for a year, and then at some point I was like, you know what? I really want to open a brick and mortar. Let's give it a try. I was sick of fighting with thunderstorms at the farmers market, standing huddled and trying not to get electrocuted. And so we opened up a spot, and we partnered up with Pauly G's.
I know. How did you get hooked up with Pauly G?
So I was like in a good relationship nowadays. We met online, swipe left, swipe right. I don't know what it is nowadays. But we met each other online through this forum called My Pie Mondays, which is through Serious Eats. And what it was people could post a picture of the pizza that they made that last week, and they talk about hydration, fermentation, toppings, whatever it was, and even ask for advice. So I saw some of Pauly's pies on there. I started posting some of mine, and then eventually we connected. And he said, during an interview, he said, if anyone wants to ask me about opening a restaurant, I'm happy to talk to them. Little did I realize he was recruiting for franchisees, but it was good to talk to him, get to know him, and eventually come around to the idea of opening up a Pauly G's.
Because he started at home too, right?
He did. Started in his backyard doing his thing. Started in a home oven. So
that forum was text-based?
yeah. No, it was visual.
Oh, was it?
Like all sorts of It was like a full website. Every Monday I'd pull it up. It was like blog driven almost.
So it's almost like Clubhouse before Clubhouse.
It was Clubhouse before Clubhouse.
Like
absolutely.
everybody kind of hung out there.
Are you still on Clubhouse a lot?
No.
Or no?
I haven't been on Clubhouse since like 6 months after it started.
Me too. It's been a while.
It's
I
been a
don't
long
even
time.
know if it's still running. I'm
Well,
like curious.
now all like Facebook has voice, LinkedIn has voice.
Everyone's trying to get a piece of the action,
so it's
trying
like,
to figure it out.
It's like wherever your people are, you can go to now where they don't go to Clubhouse. Why is this called Logan Square?
It's just where they set everything up in the boundary. So it's just kind of the neighborhood name.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is like a unique style building. This is like a really nice architectural building.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. I don't know a ton about it. I know that at some point it was a nightclub. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. And then at some point before that, I think it was like a packing warehouse of some sort.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything around here, we're from like a city, Boston. Like there's a city that's outside of Boston called Lynn. Mm-hmm. It's like a manufacturing city. Like back in the day, it had all kinds of manufacturing buildings, and this area kind of reminds me of that city.
Interesting.
And like the architecture, the style of buildings that you have.
It's
the
definitely
tight spaces of the housing.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, it's definitely like
reminds me of
gentrifying a little bit. You see, I mean, there's a Target across the street,
Yeah.
but there's still a lot of old buildings here, which is nice. You got a little bit of that mixed, like new building, old building feel.
Is this
so.
like a up and coming neighborhood, or is this something that's been around for a while?
I mean, property taxes have tripled in the last couple of years
Oh,
here, so
really?
yeah, It was up and coming, and now it's
already
here.
up?
Now it's here.
It's just
Yeah,
up and up
it's
and up.
like it'll crash at some point. That's what worries me. Like our Wicker Park place in Chicago, at some point it was up and up, and then it became too expensive for any mom and pop shop to afford, and it crashed. And then I think Logan will go through the same cycle. It's just a question of when.
Do you have to charge more for pizza here?
We don't have to charge more, but we do charge more.
Yeah. Well, we have a unique style of pizza, so
we do.
Like you got to charge what you need to charge to be able to pay your people right, to be able to support yourself, and to be able to have a good quality product.
Yeah, our biggest thing is we added that 20. So we do 20% service charge on all our food that goes in and out here.
Yeah,
and that goes straight to the staff. And so instead of raising our prices a third time post COVID, we did that, and so that's all the staff get paid really well here.
Oh, that's
we try
good.
to do. We take care of them.
That's good. I mean, that's important because without them, you can't do it.
It's true. It's true.
Now you have, what kind of pizza do you have here?
So we do wood-fired Neapolitan inspired here and Detroit style here. And then we do, like I said, we did the New Yorks, and then we do the Sicilian at the new spot that we're just opening today.
Have you always done Detroit's here?
No, well, from day one, yes. We only did it 3 days a week at first because it takes a whole nother extra person on prep as well as service to do.
Yeah.
And so, we opened with a shoestring budget, and we said, are we really ready to commit to something that we don't know if the rest of the world's ready for?
I was going to say, because like 2016 was kind of early for Detroit.
It was.
It didn't really catch on to like Sean Randazzo, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Has been doing it for a long time.
I know.
But the pizza community kind of knew about it, but I don't think it really was until maybe 2019, 20, 21 that
I feel like that's when it really blew up.
Yeah,
right?
like the regular people who eat pizza was like, I love Detroit.
Yeah, I think Jets made some good headway.
Yeah.
And I think Little Caesars tried to bring it back a little bit, but the quality was so bad that no one really cared, right? But yeah, it was, I had buddies. Before we opened the restaurant, I was traveling the U.S. just trying different pizzerias on different lists. And I had buddies for the first time. I was blown away. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. Texture, flavor, all this stuff. And so I introduced Detroit here, thinking, well, we'll try it just on a slow days, like Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Yeah. And then we started getting people on Fridays and Saturdays saying, well, I heard you have this amazing Detroit. And they're getting mad that they can't get it because we didn't staff for it, we didn't build for it.
Yeah.
So we started with only we made 30 Detroits for the week. Now we're doing like 150 a night. So
wow.
It's crazy.
So would you do all dine-in here, or do you do takeout too?
We do takeout. We use Grubhub, and we just started DoorDash because our Grubhub drivers have been really bad lately. Yeah. So we're thinking about shifting around. But
what's the percentage of like Neapolitan pizza to Detroit?
Nowadays, it's probably about 52% Detroit, 48 Neapolitan. I mean, when we first started, it was like 90 to like 10. So it's been shifting slowly.
Yeah.
COVID really boosted that quite a bit.
Yeah.
During COVID, we offered the New York style, so that the third style was a little tougher.
I bet you the Detroits probably are better for takeout too, right?
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
They're way better.
We
still ask people to heat it up though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like reheat instructions because it's always better heated.
Yeah.
But it's definitely carries better. It just has more thermal mass.
Yeah, Detroit's good hot, room temperature, and cold.
Yes.
Neapolitan's good hot.
Good hot. I can eat it cold, but like not nearly as much.
Yeah.
I love a good stuffed pizza cold though. I gotta say. Have you had Giordano's?
Not that one. Not yet. So we just got to Chicago. We're in Chicago, by the way. I had Lou Malnati's.
Lou Malnati's is great. That big sausage patty that sits across the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's heavy, but it's good.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
And then I went to another place, Lefty's Pizza.
Oh yeah.
Kitchen. Alberto from Forza Pizza. Shout out to Alberto. Sent me a couple places, and we went there yesterday or the day before, and they had like a. It's not what you'd think of as a Chicago style pizza.
Yeah.
But it's got like the butter crust. It was great.
Lefty's, I've heard great things about. I haven't checked out yet. So
that was a great pizza.
That's on my list.
But it's like been nonstop pizza eating since we've been here.
So Giordano's is one that has this place in my heart. It was like my hangover food a lot in college because there was one down the street from us.
Yeah.
But it was like, it's literally a block. It's probably a pound of mozzarella inside of it.
Yeah, that's a lot of cheese on there.
And then by the next day when it's cold, it's like eating a block of mozz with some tomato sauce and a nice like laminated crust.
Yeah.
It's really good if you just like to eat straight up mozzarella sometimes. So.
Is that your favorite, other than yours, where's your favorite place to eat in Chicago?
God, there's so many places. Spacca Napoli is really good.
Heard good things about that.
Yeah, Pizza Mata down the street, Bungalow in Logan Square. There's so many styles. I feel like every major city has like 7, 8, 9 different styles now.
Yeah.
You got to decide what's your favorite and what style. Kim's Uncle out in the suburbs.
I heard the good things about that too.
Yeah. Well, they blew up, and I think they made Tavern the next thing, right? Because Kenji from Serious Eats came and wrote it up, and the Washington Post wrote it up, and then New York Times wrote it up. So all of a sudden, everyone around the world is making tavern-style thin crust pizza.
Oh, nice.
And so that's a whole other, there's 5 styles tied to that alone, so it's crazy.
That's awesome. So you do dine in here and take out. What kind of point of sale system do you use?
We use Toast.
How do you like it?
I like it. I mean, I think every system has its own issues.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've talked to like 500 people,
Yeah.
and I've never been like, how do you like it? And they're like, it's amazing. It's always like, I like it, but, you know.
There's always tweaks. There's always something.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand how they make their money, and it's like, I feel like they nickel and dime you a little bit sometimes, but I feel like every spot is nowadays.
Yeah,
right?
I've never, they all do. Because they all like do one thing really well, and they're like, they ask you, hey, can you do this as well? And they're like, yeah, I can do that, but it's going to be this.
Yeah.
Email or, you know, online ordering or
absolutely.
Text messaging or anything like that. It's like a little bit extra every time.
It's way better than the first system. When we first started, I don't even remember now. But all I knew is like at the end of the month, I had to run a report for every item sold and figure out the like it had no reporting function. So I had to run all the taxes and report to the state how much I owed them and all this stuff and do the analysis of what my top sellers were. At least Toast has it all built in now, so it helps a lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
And like marketing, you do Facebook, Instagram, all that?
Mostly Facebook, Instagram. I was on TikTok for a while, but I got a new phone and didn't reinstall it and never got back into it. So it's one of those like
TikTok is hard. Like my camera lady loves TikTok. I'm kind of sitting there scrolling on TikTok. So it's
doom
like,
scrolling's everything. It's so easy to doom scroll.
but it's a lot harder to grow on TikTok than it was when it first came
Back
out
in
like
the day.
3 or 4 years ago. So I can see why people kind of give up on it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them have started, like you probably started with Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
And then they like start with TikTok from zero and like see not a lot happen in the beginning, even though you're spending a ton of time doing it.
Our next project's YouTube. Like we really want to establish a YouTube channel where we talk about pizza making and our specials and
Well, if you
stuff like that.
turn the camera that way, you can see the restaurant, right? And then we're sitting in kind of like, what would you call this, like your little test kitchen?
This is like our test kitchen / community training center / it was meant to be a YouTube studio. We designed it so that we could be back here and have like interviews, talk with the community. I've listened to almost all your podcasts, so hearing what people do with videos, I'm like writing down all the great ideas and which ones we want to copy.
So what stops you from doing it?
Time and money, right? Because I keep thinking like, if I do it myself, I got to spend the time to do all the editing, posting, all that kind of stuff, and figuring out even how to post correctly on YouTube to get the hits that you want. If I bring on a professional company, now we're talking like 30 to 60 grand for the amount of videos I want to do every other week. And so it's like, where's your trade-off and what do you want to do? You
either have time or money, and sometimes you don't have either.
Yeah.
It's like you're running a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a YouTuber.
I know.
Like
I know.
This guy.
Please.
But you're running a restaurant, so it's hard to like find time to do that.
I know. I'm trying.
But you know what? You gotta
get
just
out
do
of
it because the only way you're gonna get better at it is to like just record.
Yeah.
Like we have one of those little DJI Pocket.
That's why I was so curious about that. I was like, that's really cool.
Just get one of those, set it up there. It tracks your face as you're going around.
Does it move too? As
So like if I don't have the tracking on now, but if I move over here, I'll be tracking me, right? All right,
so if I'm doing the newest TikTok dance, it'll track me as I go.
Yes. It's on a gimbal, so it's going like this. iPhone 14.
And then you have the lovely assistant to help you out. So
she's for hire too if you want to have her come and do your videos.
Fly out to Chicago.
She'll fly out to Chicago, shoot some videos for you, and then
I
we'll
love
take
it.
back.
I love it. We'll send her home with some pizzas and gluten-free pizzas.
There you go. Perfect trade, right?
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the SPM Show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment below. Where should we go next? We want to hit some of your favorite pizzerias and show you the behind the scenes of how they got started and what they're up to now. Leave a comment below of your favorite pizzeria in your town, and we will add them to the list. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.